Angry Guy here, and marriage is officially dead in the West as men are completely avoiding it. So, marriage is officially dead in the West as men are completely avoiding it. Marriage is it's we can't even call it on a decline. Marriage is done. There is essentially no marriage left in the West. If you guys look at my screen, you'll see why it's not worth getting married anymore unless you're about to pass away. And I talk about this article in another video, but I wanted to just jump on this a little bit because I want to illustrate that there's nothing left in the West anymore. So marriage rates have fallen to an all-time low. New figures from the Office for National Statistics show that for the first time, fewer than half of adults are in a marriage or civil partnership. So less than half of all people right now are married in Western society. In the United States, less than half of all people are married. These are crazy numbers. Less than half, and the number is not only, but that's not the startling statistic. That's not a startling statistic. When we look at the rates of people getting married, it's even worse. How much worse? Way worse. According to an analysis of the decline in marriage over a 50-year period by the think tank Civitas, the institution will all but disappear by 2062 when just one couple for every 400 adults will marry. And that's actually half a percent. So the only people who will marry will be half a percent of the population will be getting married. Half a percent. So less than 1%, half a percent of people will be getting married in 2062. However, that's compared to one couple for every 100 now, which is a drop of more than 70% in 2 generations. Keep in mind that one couple out of every 100, that's only 2%. So currently, only 2% of men are getting married. 2%. 98% of men are not marrying right now. 98%. We don't have to wait until 2062. 98% of men in Western society are no longer marrying. There is no family unit left. Like like that's it. The family unit is kaput. There is nothing left. Men have left the building, and it's amazing that women don't even realize what they've lost. Like they are so far gone, demanding millionaires and billionaires. You know, shout out to Nolan. He says these men that are avoiding marriage are smart. It's essentially all men at this point. So when you look at the statistics, the Sims, if you think about it, the Sims aren't actually getting married in record numbers. What the Sims are doing is they're just simping. They're being the beta males that they are, hovering around women, buying them free stuff, paying for their only fools and their lonely fans. That's the reason why why modern women are so furious at the passport kings, because they're all living off the simp economy. Guys, I want you all to think about this, that, when you look at the events of 2020, we had something very similar happen roughly 100 years earlier. And they say history repeats itself. You know, the Great Depression started in 1929. We're only 5 years away from that. And what led to the Great Depression? Well, people thought that things were better than they really were. And, I went to business school, and one of the most important lessons that we learned is that the economy exists entirely in our heads. If we think that things are going good, we spend. If we think they're going poorly, we don't spend. Now, we know that the economy today is terrible. We know that we're living in, what we're being fed is an absolute lie. They're 100% lying to us about the economy, telling us that, oh, things are going great, because many people have dropped out and stopped looking for work. And when you stop looking for work, they say that you're no longer unemployed. And I mean, guys, it's going from bad to worst. Men are walking away in droves. And I've said this plenty of times that a country without its men is not a country. A country without its men is a wasteland. I look at videos from Soraya, for example, and she's constantly telling men to come to Germany and the better lives they'll enjoy in Germany. There's so many videos right now of men going overseas to other countries, buying properties. A lot of people are going to Italy, getting properties in Italy, France, getting properties in France. America is not is not a democracy, nor is it a republic. America is a federal corporation, and we need to acknowledge that very quickly. This is not truly a country. This is a federal corporation that we all live under. And it's a sad reality, but it's the absolute and utter truth. And the smartest move that you can really make is to use America to make your money and leave. This is not a place for love, for family, for anything right now. This is there is no soul. This country isn't, it's Western society is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, you know? And guys, you shouldn't be getting married. The institution of marriage is a joke. And a lot of you are, you're planning to go overseas and get married. You don't have to get married to have a woman. She operates on your terms. So you say, well, listen, I'm not getting married. Live together. We can have a child together, possibly, but we're not getting married. She has no choice in the matter. What's she going to do? Go and find Chad and Tyrone? I mean, think about it very, very carefully. That's just the reality of it. You don't need to get married to anyone. You don't need a woman. You don't have to. One, you don't need a woman to be happy. But if you do want a woman, you don't have to give, you should never sign that marriage certificate. That marriage cert is not going to do anything for you other than destroy your life. And I'm telling you right now, it's hard when you're young because you don't have a man, that's older to tell you these things. I saw this idiot leave a comment on my video. Yeah, I'm gonna call the guy an idiot. He left a comment on my video, and he basically said that because I'm a man who does not plan on getting married, or having children, I should not speak on things I do not know about. Essentially, because I'm not getting married, because I'm not having children, I shouldn't discuss the subject, which is a joke, an absolute and utter joke. I know all about marriage. I know all about having kids. I've learned from the mistakes of others. I've experienced, listen to me. So many guys have been married and they have destroyed their lives. Like, guys, people don't comprehend what being smart and wise are. Smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others. That's what makes you wise. And a lot of these fools are telling men to just jump off, like, the man provides, and if you don't get married, then you have no purpose in this world. You have no value. Nikola Tesla, he had no real value. He failed to do what he was supposed to do. Like, guys, if it was up to these people, we'd still be living in caves right now. We would 100% be living in caves like cavemen. We'd be cavemen if it were up to the Sims, because their brains, they live completely in their lizard brains. They have no sense of survival other than reproduction, and that's it. Reproduce, reproduce, reproduce. I want money and I want to reproduce. That's it. They don't these guys would never be able to truly have any real status in a historic society, because they cannot do anything else. Their minds are completely warped. They're completely gone. If the country's founders could see the Sims today, I mean, we know what would happen to them. Look at this comment from this idiot. He says, bro, if you never plan to have kids, your opinion on relationship and or marriage are totally worthless and invalid. So basically, only men who are planning to marry and have children should speak about marriage and having children. Do you see these idiots? Guys, they want to drag young men and men in general down to despair, down to hell. That's what they're trying to do. These guys are absolute poison. Okay, because they want to destroy you. They want to destroy you. They want to ruin your life. They want you to throw your life away. They want you to go and sign the marriage certificate. All right, go and have children. You're not a real man if you won't have kids. You're not a real man if you won't get married. Who says that? Guys, these are sick. These people are sick. These people are sick. All right? These are the guys that are going over to the Philippines and messing it up for everyone. All right? And then when their lives get destroyed, a lot of times these guys, they don't learn the first time, the second time. It's often the third time where they finally lose everything and they end up living in the woods, and they're destitute, and now they become scumbags, and society's really treating them very, very poorly. A lot of them end up in jail, and then finally, after all of that suffering and that misery, they learn their lesson, and they look around and they say, "Man, I betrayed a lot of men. I hurt a lot of guys. Look at what I said. I spoke a lot of crap to Angry when he warned me about not doing this. Like, damn, I'm a piece of trash. I'm a total piece of trash. I'm a piece of crap." And that's when they start to repent. That's when the repentance comes, and that's when transformation can actually occur. But a lot of times it takes that before these people wake up, and they drag so many other men down with them. It's just absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. MK Mobile Gaming in the Philippines. It's gaming now. Says in like these Christian married men who only get once a year birthday once a year birthday physical intimacy think, think they are an expert on marriage. Like, bro, she's not that into you. It's like guys, I've talked about this. There's this chick on YouTube. This chick on YouTube. Her name's Bobby something or the other. She was doing some interviews with guys like Mark Cuban and so forth. She's pretty decent. She's pretty decent looking. She's pretty decent looking. I don't feel like pulling up any videos of her but there's something interesting about her. Like, I want to talk a little bit about her. As we're on the subject of marriage, because her marriages are, her relationships are an absolute joke. Like her marriage is I think her marriage is kind of a joke, and I'll explain why. So for example, this is Bobby. Right, here's some thumbnails. You can see what she looks like. She's actually pretty decent looking, right? This is Bobby, and I think she's like in her late 20s. I don't know if she's turned 30 yet. And here's the problem, right? Here's the problem when it comes to Bobby. Bobby, there's a picture of her with her husband. She has a kid, and she's pointed out that her husband, she hasn't been physically intimate with her husband in years. She said that she had not been physically intimate with her husband in years, and there's a video where like she flashes her husband, and he just glances at her and then like laughs because it's like doing nothing for him. And I want you guys to think about this very carefully. If a woman is like 27, 28 years old, she dresses very provocatively, and she's constantly hanging around all of these very wealthy men, and she's not being physically intimate with her husband for years. Do you really think that she suddenly is no longer being physically intimate with anyone? Like, bro, like these women they have all these dudes on the side. Like they're hooking up with millionaires and billionaires and influencers, you know? Like it's like these men don't even realize it. Like these Christian men that are married to these Christian women, like, right? They marry these Christian women that are attractive, and these Christian women literally only get physically intimate with them like once a year. But oh, the woman is not interested in being physically intimate with anyone. Are you crazy? Are you a fool? Bro, she's going out there. She has all these dudes that she's with on the side. Like people want us to actually believe as men that if you're with a woman and she's not being physically intimate with you, that means she's not being physically intimate with anyone. Like, how stupid is this? You are married to a woman who is in her 20s or early 30s. She's extremely attractive. And she even dresses really, you know, really provocatively still, but she only has eyes for you, but she's not physically intimate with you. Like, you've only been physically intimate like once or twice in the last 3 years. But oh, she's not into, but she's just not that into it, you know. And you just accept it, bro. She's out there with a bunch of other dudes, getting the cheeks clapped and the back blown out, and you are basically at home just paying all of the bills, like you're her plan B guy. And she's Tyrone's getting a piece, Chad's getting a piece, Brad's getting a piece, Chad Rone's getting a piece. Little Poncho, he never stopped getting his piece. All right, Little Poncho, he's been getting that piece over and over and over. He's always getting that piece. When she's home and you're out, he's at home getting a piece. Everybody's getting a piece except for you, because she does not actually like you. Like, all of these Christian men that are in relationships, that are married, their wives don't like them. Their wives do not like them at all. I've said this before, that American women, they don't like us. As men, they absolutely don't like us. They outright detest us. They detest us. And yet so many men cannot wake up to this reality, and they want to drag other men down into this terrible thing. It's like, I don't know. I just don't know. It's like Simps are modern day Judases. They absolutely are. They would betray any man. They would betray their society, you know, for money and women. That's all it is. That's all it is. And it comes back to them. It comes back to them. Says Little Poncho be doing that dirt low key. It's been going on for a long time, a very, very long time. It's disgusting. It's really, really disgusting. And I'm sick of it. Really, really sick of it. DW says Plan B simp husbands, aka ATM. That's all they really are. Because all the woman wants from you is your attention, your time, and your money. And the Sims, they want you to fall in. They want you to fall in line. You listen to the garbage that's coming out of their mouths, and you realize, where have you heard it from before? The women. It's absolute and utter nonsense. Absolute and utter nonsense. And I keep telling a lot of y'all, when everything goes downhill for you, where do you end up? You end up living in the woods. These men end up living in the woods. They have no money, they have nowhere to go. How do they survive? They're in the woods. They're in the woods with a backpack, if they even have a backpack. Some of them is literally just like a sheet, and like the few meager possessions that they could, string together, and that's it. And they're just basically they're chilling in the woods, living in the woods. I don't know. It's like men need to wake up and realize that nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. And if and if men don't walk away from Western society, they're only going to be dragged down by Western society, because Western society is complete crap. Western society is complete and utter crap. Complete and utter crap. You know, Western society does. Western society doesn't like us. It absolutely detests us. It 100% detests us. You know, a lot of these women, they're at work right now, and the dude at work is basically just, he's getting it when you're not. Hmm. I don't know, man. Let me look at this comment from Very Benjamin. He says, women love to be loved, but they don't seem to know much about restraint or the meaning of one's personal values in relationships like men do. No, because women want to be worshipped. Women want to be worshipped. They want men that will worship them. They want men that will treat them like celebrities while they treat these men like fans. And that's how the saying goes: treat her like a celebrity and she will treat you like a fan. These women are not celebrities, though, but they think that their very existence puts them in a league of their own. They think just by the very virtue that they are born a woman makes them a goddess that should be worshipped and praised and given offerings. And that's just not how it works. I've talked about this a long time. The fall of the golden V. Like guys, I've talked about the great V collapse. And the events of 2020. I thought it was going to happen back in 2020, but we all saw what happened in 2020. But it's cut and it pushed things off maybe by a couple of years. But the great V collapse is coming. A lot of what caused all of this to happen is because of all that phony money that got pumped into the economy. But don't have no doubt the great V collapse is coming. The great V collapse is 100% coming. And when it hits, it's going to hit hard. It's not going to be cute. When when the great V collapse hits, modern women are not going to know how to respond to it. Because the level of destitution that these people are going to find themselves in is going to be paramount. They're not going to know how to respond to this because women are all living off the simp economy. They're all living off the simp economy. They're all thriving off the simp economy, but there's not enough simps to hold them down. And a lot of the simps, as you can see, what's happening right now, they're leaving and going overseas. They're like, oh, look at the passport kings having all this success. So, guys, I've already told you. Look at what's happening. The Philippines. There are people saying, oh, it's not because of the passport kings. That's absolute garbage. The Philippines economy is growing faster than any other economy in Asia, any other economy in Southeast Asia. And there are these idiots like, oh, it's because of the investments made by the Filipino people. That's absolute crap. That's absolute and utter crap. I tell you, I can't stand these simps. I just don't like these simps. It's because of the passport kings. It's because a lot of foreigners are going over there, starting companies, and they're bringing, like, where are all these investments coming from? It's coming from Americans. It's coming from men going overseas and building their empires overseas. I already told you. Men are going to, the future is outside of the West. I made a video many years ago, men leaving the West. Oh boy, guys, it's Valentine's Day in the US. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day in the US now. And it's really simp day. It's really simp day. MK is wishing all the simps a happy simp day. Happy simp day to you. Happy simp day to you. Happy simp day. Happy simp day to you. Oh my gosh. Let's see. DW says the left is right on one thing. Women no longer women. Instead, they are birthing parents, or birthing person. Nothing feminine about modern women. No, they are absolutely not. They have completely thrown away their role as women. They have absolutely thrown away. They are not feminine anymore. They did not value being a woman. So now, they will lose everything. I've told you of the collapse of the golden V. The great collapse of the V. The great V collapse, and it's coming. Women put themselves on this pedestal. They think that they are goddesses, that they were put here to be worshipped and revered. And they're going to be humbled. This is what happens. We can see what happened to the children of Israel when they started when they built, the golden calf. God wasn't tolerating that. And say what you guys want. I do believe strongly in God. And there's humiliation coming. It is going to be the great humiliation. And the craziest thing is that all of these women, they will be in the streets. They will be in extraordinary poverty. And they will say that they don't care. They don't care. But I'll tell you right now that when the suffering, because women cannot suffer. That's something about men and women. Men can suffer. That's what men do. We spend most of our lives suffering. Okay? Women spend most of their lives in crisis and chaos. And men supposed to spend most of their lives suffering because we are built for suffering. Not that we should, and that's not to say that we should spend our lives suffering, but from the time we are 18 years old, we know, even before then, we are suffering through life. Women go through life on easy mode. They get everything handed to them. At 18 years old, a woman becomes a millionaire. And basically, she just everything is free for her. She goes out to drink, free. She gets free meals. She gets her rent paid for her. Like she just starts getting handed things. Guys, do you can you imagine how narcissistic a person would become if people just start giving them free things simply for existing because of their gender? Like it's a bad thing. And this is how women have been conditioned. Here's the crazy thing. When men go overseas, for example, guys go to Germany, women start buying them drinks. A girl will say, "Oh, hey, can I buy you a drink?" Why are they doing this? Because they know that the man is the prize. They know that the man is the prize, and they want to quickly get the man's attention. I'm not telling you to go over to Germany and get married, okay? But what I'm telling you is that there are so many options for you in this world as a man. And Western society is not a place for men. It is not a place for men. It is a federal corporation. It is not a democracy. It is not a democracy. It is not a republic. It is a federal corporation. And it's sad, it's pathetic, but this is the absolute reality. I'm telling you guys, nothing lasts forever. But but there is great hardship coming in Western society. This is a gynocentric. It is a gynocentric society. But the thing that you have to understand is that the government doesn't actually care about them. The government does not care about them at all. What the government wanted was control. And the only people that could stop tyranny are men. And what have they done? They've pushed men to a point where men no longer care. Because when men no longer want to protect society, when men no longer want to keep society going, building society up, it's over. All right. So one of our comments, love my ad block. Love my ad block. You guys won't stop with the ad block. Like you guys are not can't stop, won't stop with the ad block. He says, I live in Germany. That feminist attitude is here too now. I hear exactly what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, bro. But it's crazy because in Western, it's like you have to. I don't know if you've ever lived in Western society. I don't know if you are from Western society, but if you are in America, you cannot even have a conversation with a woman today. It's like I hear like a lot of these men who are saying these things about Germany, about France, and these other countries. Like, have you lived in the US? How long? What was the last time you were in the US? You can't go into the gym without being harassed as a man. Women do not want you here. There's no, you don't see men and women together anymore in the US like that. Like, men and women are completely separated. Like, women do not like men in the US. I hear, guys, it is a, America is worse than even feminist little Sweden. Okay, even guys, Germany and countries like Sweden are becoming a paradise compared to the US. Why? In Germany, in Sweden, these countries have great social benefit programs that support men. So for example, you don't have to be homeless in Germany. You don't have to be homeless in Sweden. A lot of these people, and I'm going to be honest, when I see some of these comments from these guys, I'm thinking that they just don't want us coming to their countries because they don't know how bad it is in America. It is so, but like, Germany and Sweden, you can go to Germany and Sweden, and Soraya has talked about this in her videos. She's actually made a point about this. You can go to Germany, and there are programs as a man. You could, like, for example, the government will help you. They'll help you get a place to live. They'll help you get medical insurance. They will help you get set up in Germany. And it's the same thing in Sweden. So even if, no matter how feminist these countries are, the difference is that there are actually programs that will help men. But men actually do receive support in these countries. In Western society right now, they just take everything from you. They extract wealth and resources from you, and that's it. They just take your money. There is no support for men in America. None whatsoever. And the women do not like you here. They do not like men in America. I don't know. I hear these guys. I understand. And thank you for like sharing the experience so that we know that it's not perfect in these countries. But these men need to understand that when it comes to Western society, when it comes to the United States, when it comes to When it comes to the United States, Canada, Australia, even the UK, these countries are terrible. They are absolutely terrible. Like the United States and the United Kingdom. Let me tell you right now, they are the same country. They are one. No, 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 no. You need to understand the US and the United Kingdom are more of the same country than the United States and Canada. United States and Canada are more separate than the United States and the United Kingdom, even though the United Kingdom and the United States are so far apart. They are the same, they are the exact same country. It is so frightening. Okay? These people are 100, it's the same country. It's the same country. We vote in we vote in each other's elections, you know? And you just have to realize the reality is that there is no social support for men in Western society in these countries. They absolutely detest us. Yes, there's a feminist behavior growing in all of these countries right now. But let me jump over here. So Chairman Mo, shout out to Chairman Mo. He dropped me 50 HK. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. He says, I already saw what happened in Canada back in the late 20s. I saw a lot of the BS and how it was going to pop off. The womanist woke fungus, the banksters, and the mega corporations now rule. No, yes, exactly. Exactly. It's a federal, these countries are federal corporations. They are federal corporations. They are nothing more. They are not the Democrat. They're not democratic societies. They are not republics. They are federal corporations. And it's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. And a lot of these men, they don't want to wake up to it. They want to pretend like everything is okay. They want to tell other men not to listen because they're afraid that men are going to leave. See, weak men hide behind strong men. Guys, you have to remember, weak men cannot survive without strong men. So, of course, what are weak men going to do? They're going to tear him down. Weak men are going to tear men. Weak men are going to tear strong men down. The passport kings are walking away from a society that has failed. Do you think the people who hate us are going to let us go easily? No, they're going to try to shame us as we leave, and they're going to try to shame any other men that would ever think about trying to leave as well. Telling you, I am telling you guys. Kevin says there is a huge MGTOW movement in India. I did not know that. You know, Sheikh says that America marriage extortion business is bankrupt. Child support is on the last legs. Hold the line, my single and child-free brothers. Hold the line. I don't. Yeah, guys. I don't know. I don't understand these idiots. I don't understand these idiots. Trying to come after me when I'm telling men do not get married. Marriage it's a terrible institution. You should not getting involved in it. Look at this idiot. Bro, if you never plan to have kids, your opinion on relationships or marriage are totally worthless and invalid. If I don't plan to have kids because I'm telling men don't get themselves mixed up in this dangerous institution, I should keep my mouth shut. Like I said, guys, these are low value men. These are low value men that want to drag other men down with them because low value men cannot survive without strong men. Low value men cannot survive if strong men walk away because a country without its men is not a country. A country without its men is a wasteland. It is a 100% wasteland. Jared says a tissue doesn't get pregnant or need to go on dates. Amen to that. Amen. I mean, guys, look at this. 2% marriages. Guys, 98% of men aren't getting married. 98%. Marriage is done. And then, and these men are walking away. You cannot have a society without men. And women think that they own these societies. They think that they rule. They think that they're completely powerful. It's a joke. It's an absolute and utter joke. Okay. Chairman Mo just dropped 25 Hong Kong dollars. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it, Chairman Mo. He says the Western countries are all acting in lockstep. Look at how they have acted in the Ukraine war. I mean, guys, it's crazy what's happening in Western society. It's absolutely crazy what's happened in Western society. And as men, we have to wake up and realize that these people, these countries, they don't like us. They do not like us. They do not want to. They don't want us to succeed. They don't want us to live. They don't want us to be happy. They want to destroy our happiness. They want to take away our freedoms. Mister says my brother is a cop, makes good money too, and 2.5 years working on a divorce case. Damn. 2.5 years working on a divorce case? That's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Jared says, imagine the world 5 to 10 years in the future. Guys, I've talked about this already. For example, Gen Z looks like crap. Gen Z looks absolutely like crap. Like, what do you think these people are going to look like in 5 years? Like, I've already said this. Like, I made a poll about this. In 10 years, Gen Z will look 60. Like, these people are looking in their 40s, pushing 50 at like 23 years old. A Gen Z woman is like, looks like she's pushing 50 years old. And I told you guys about this. It's absolutely insane. And women did it to themselves. They burnt the candle at both ends. Grant says that it's illicit substances. It's illicit substance usage is up big time. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And the future is men walking away. The future is 100% men walking away from Western society, relationships in Western society, and the narcissism that goes along with all of it. Men are done with the BS 100%. You guys, I've said this before and I'll say it again, nothing lasts forever. And it's just so much corruption. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, let me know what you guys think regarding this. Marriage is officially dead in the West as men are completely avoiding it. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA Men walking away. And cheers.